And you're sure there's nothing I can say to change your mind?
No, man. I'm staying in Steel City as leader of the Titans East. That's it. End of discussion.
Well, could you at least tell me why? I mean, I'm losing a member of my team here, and it's not like I can read your thoughts.
They need me. And this is my big chance. I'm ready to show people what I can do. I'm ready to grow up, to be a man.
And what about Brother Blood?
What about him?
I know how badly you want to catch him. And I know a thing or two about being obsessed with your target. Look, I just worry about what you're getting yourself into.
You think I can't handle it?
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to. Man, this is supposed to be a good thing. My own tower. My own team. Why can't you just be happy for me?
Because you're already on a team. My team. And you can't just quit.
I can and I did, which means I don't have to put up with you telling me what to do anymore.
So now this is my fault?
It's not about you!
No, it's all about you. Because that's all you care about. You talk about being a man, but if you can turn your back on us after everything we've been through, you're nothing but a spoiled child.
I'm staying. I don't care what you say, I don't care what you do. And right now, I don't care if I ever see you again.
Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the half man, half amazing cybernetic man, Kyle Charles, and
the man whose daddy is Miles Dyson, C.Y. Chung.
oh yeah, from Terminator. And today's episode we're going to do a spotlight episode on the man known as Vic Stone, aka Cyborg.
Yes.
And
So they are. See, I don't want to say Cyborg's a lazy name because he had it first, but then there's other people called Cyborg as well.
yeah.
So you know what's funny? Because Cyborg Superman was running around being called Cyborg at one point, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, but if he's called Cyborg, no longer Cyborg Superman,
Yeah.
what happens? Who knows who's talking about who when they're saying anything about Cyborg? You know.
That's one of the weird problems with like comics when there's people that have the same name, sort of. You're like, wow.
Yeah,
this
but
is
see,
weird.
they're really different, of course.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, and you at DC should realize one major villain, like it's not as if he's a minor villain, a major villain.
Yeah,
Cyborg
exactly.
Superman,
Yeah.
at that point, and then you got this other guy you called Cyborg for ages, who's, yeah, I mean,
Who's
you know,
pretty
one of
well
the
known
key-
as well. So it's like, bit
Yeah.
silly.
Did he have any other names? I think he just had like
think he
really
just-
just called Cyborg, or do they just call him Vic Stone like they would call it Luke Cage?
I think they've always called him Cyborg. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just check on Wikipedia if he has any other aliases.
Yeah. Okay. First, let me ask you. New 52 version.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we know him as one of the Teen Titans originals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you think when they were like, oh, New 52, we're gonna actually completely readjust Cyborg's profile and make him a founding member of the Justice League?
Like bias aside, like
Yeah.
I've always liked the Teen Titans. It's always been my thing. But I was okay with them kind of rejigging Cyborg to be part of the Justice League.
Okay.
Like, to me, like, Cyborg's always been that character that has a, like, big potential. And
Yeah.
he's always on that cusp of, like, becoming something big. And then he just gets overshadowed by something else. So
Do you reckon it's because of how technology is nowadays that he's more versatile as a character to can do stuff? Because back in the 80s when he was created, right?
Yeah. He was
They
kind
could
of-
only do so much with biomechanics because they only had, limited things in advancement. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you can do anything with technology.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we can boost his profile. We can make him look bigger and better and badder because technology is all around us and he can do anything with it.
Yeah.
Which,
He's kind of, like, become king of filling plot holes because of his powers, if you know what I mean.
yeah. But okay, so
But not in a bad way, not in a bad
You
way.
didn't mind that he got up to the Justice League, but do you mind that he got taken away from Teen Titans or Titans or whatever?
I kind of did at first, but then with the like rebirth, they kind of said, they rejigged it again. Say like he joined the he joined Justice League.
Yep.
And then he went to the Teen Titans, and then back to the Justice League.
I was gonna say, how did they just fill him in? But you're basically just saying, I mean, yeah, as far as I read, they put him there, and then they put him back, and then they put him there again.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I think like the comic reason was like Batman was like, you're still a young kid, and you should like sort of train with younger kids, and once you know, well, not younger kids, but like people your age, and then once you sort of got your stuff together, you can come back to the Justice League, and I think that's what they did. So makes sense, really.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's a good retcon and a retcon. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Let me ask you as well. What do you think of? So you see live action versions, of course, yeah, which would be in Justice League, in the Doom Patrol, and the Smallville version. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Okay, so the Smallville version, just wearing a shiny, metallic-looking jacket, essentially, with purple Under Armour.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, obviously, which is the best on live action Cyborg? Would you say?
We're going by looks or character.
Well, I haven't seen Doom Patrol, so we're gonna have to go by looks.
Okay. Look wise, I would say have to be Justice League, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Okay. The sleeker costume he has at the end, or the
the one he has at the like throughout the film it hurts me.
Yeah.
Just...
Well, no, but it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Bigger,
Yeah.
Well, no. Actually, no. It does make sense. It's just too angular for my taste.
Yes. Yeah.
Not that it's big and bulky is the problem. It's just that it's like there's too many.
It's not big and bulky. It's like it looks like he can break at any time because like
it's like he's made of diamond or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like
visually.
there's no joints that look like solid. It's like this is gonna end terribly for him, sort of thing.
Well, I have to say, I mean, as far as the Doom Patrol version is looking, the small version, they did it on because they couldn't make us. You know how expensive it is to do that, right? Even if you have like plastic, a guy wearing plastic parts, it's still kind of maneuverable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they basically had Clark X-ray vision, Cyborg, and then show animated, metallic parts, and that's that.
Yeah.
Now
it was alright for what it was.
Yeah. With the Doom Patrol version, as far as I know, he wears a jacket all the time. He just has that thing on his face, the plastic part on his face, which is fine. Right? Yeah. It looks like it's on his face rather than part of his face, but that doesn't matter. I'm not critiquing that. Yeah. But he wears clothing over his cyborg parts, which is fair enough. I mean, like if you don't have the expense, you have to work around it.
But recently they just showed pictures. I think it's season 3 of Doom Patrol's coming out. Whatever season it is, you actually see him in like cyborg armor, and it's pretty good.
Okay. I'll have to have a look at that. I do wonder how. Yeah, if TV series are cheaper than movies, of course, and they have enough time. The only reason special effects look bad is because people are rushing it most of the time. Unless, or they don't have the money. That's all. Yeah. Okay, so as a character, as a the comic book character. What do you new 52 or pre 52?
We go pre first because I know him from like Teen Titans, like you as well.
Yeah, I have to say his costume was really odd looking. By the way, even with technology, back in those days, it looked like it's metal rims and stuff kind of strung together ish.
Yeah,
and he almost kind of looked like he had the tiara bandana thing going on.
Yep. And
then they had like cyborg bits like going up his legs, where they kind of look like tights but not.
Yeah.
It was really. I mean, I'm glad they just decided, just put the full metallic look. It looks sleeker, and it doesn't look like he's like, okay, well, let me just salvage any part of my body that's left, even if it's just like a chunk of leg or something like that.
Yeah, I always found that funny. I was like, why did you do this? It makes no sense. But,
yeah,
sure, but yeah, he did have some weird costumes throughout the time though, because. Did you see when I think it was like in the 90s where he was like liquid gold?
No, not exactly. I think I don't know about that. I do know there was a gold version of his costume though.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't reading at that time either, but I remember I was just like looking around, saw pictures like that is weird. Like,
Well,
I think that was like the era where it was like making everyone's costumes just like weird.
weird for the sake of being weird? Or yeah,
Yeah,
no. Was it a cool and edgy weird, or just be like, oh, draw attention to the any attention is good attention kind of weird.
I don't. I wouldn't even say that. I think it was like product of its time weird. Like,
Fair enough.
then it would have looked cool, but
Yeah,
years later, you're like, what was you thinking when you made that?
yeah.
That made no sense. It's like Arsenal's costume at that time was weird. It was kind of like a weird purple jacket, like costume, and it had like a big A on it. It was weird. Yeah, it was just I don't know. I just think that period in the 90s was weird when it came to costumes.
Is his origin basically through his incarnations basically the same? Like,
Yeah, that's one thing.
Well,
His
yeah, he's
origins
got
will
the
stay the
accent,
same.
and his dad's like, "Yo, let me fix you up, son."
Yeah.
It just how he does it is different, yeah. Like
Yeah.
with the in the New 52 and in Justice League is apocalyptic technology,
Yeah, mother box and all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah. And what was it in the which is was it just the geezer who just made cybernetic stuff? In yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing, right? And he's quite a cool character, except that I think his most notable storylines are in either Justice League, which is more recent, or Titans. He's hasn't got his own kind of.
No.
He's like the Luke Cage almost of DC,
Yeah.
but not really because Luke Cage got his own title, and Cyborg took a long while to get to that.
Yeah. Because I don't think he had his own title until Rebirth.
Yeah, well, yeah, but seeing his costume,
Yeah.
back in the 80s, I can see why.
Yeah.
That's a one funky looking costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, it could look so much better,
Yeah.
but they just were like, oh, this is a man that's half machine, but like now we like. So are you telling me part of his chest is real, but part of his chest is not, or is that a kind of like is his top or something like that? No, not his top. His actual top half. What I mean is what is he wearing? Just like a silver looking singlet or something like that?
Yeah.
It's an odd one.
It was weird.
Yeah.
They should make him look more machiney, then you can kind of get around it.
Yeah. If you're kind of all silver,
Yeah.
then yeah. I know, and I could get you salvage any part you can, but at that point, it's kind of how much of him is actually left to do something with.
Because I did like in the later pre-52 Titans, he was saying like basically he's more machine than man at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like you saw less and less of like his human bits.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think you can. His costume is so weird in the 80s that I'm glad they kind of just made it look like it's sleek metal all over him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? How much of him is man in the New 52? Because he's got some human pieces to him, but I'm thinking most of it isn't human.
I don't actually know.
What I'm saying is basically he used color filter on the flesh parts to make it look black, or his normal skin tone, because they're only really his faces, right?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. So the Green Lanterns can only make green, right?
Yeah.
They can't make white and they can't make black.
Yeah.
Except that they can filter to the most darkest green, which looks like black, and the most whitest green that looks like white. The lightest green, I mean.
Yeah.
So do you reckon that's what Cyborg did with some of his human parts?
I don't know.
I mean, it's the human-looking parts.
Because looking at it now, the only bit of him on it is like that is human is his face.
Yeah.
So is he really a cyborg then?
Well, yeah. To be fair, he's more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I like. Okay, I do like how he can bulk up and slim down and assimilate with technology.
Yeah.
Very much like Cyborg Superman, which is also kind of like no, you guys have two the same name and two the same abilities.
Yeah, they do pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
yeah. But we will shift on from that. Yeah.
Wow.
Any notable storylines?
Yeah. It's a more recent one.
Yeah.
Like his new comic what came out during Rebirth. I was reading it for a while. It's pretty good. Didn't got stopped. He's trying to like be human again. Like, I don't feel like I'm human. And he's trying to like go back to where he grew up and meet all the people and that stuff. And then the twist is that he actually thinks that Victor Stone is dead completely. And what he is just a memory like all his memories put like into digital media and put into the body.
A bit like how recent, by the way, is this?
This is about when did Rebirth start? I think 2016.
All right, because there was the old Alan Moore Swamp Thing story where he was going like the Hulk. He was going around trying to make a cure for himself. Except that Swamp Thing, he was like he could never cure himself because he was never Alec Holland.
Yeah.
The guy who died and melded with the moss to become Swamp Thing. He assimilated the swamp with because the toxic whatever the swamp assimilated Alec Holland's memory and thought he was Alec Holland.
Yeah. And that's
so essentially they kind of readjusted that storyline for this.
Yeah.
Which actually is quite different though because it's more of a he is partly him.
Yeah.
But he also partly isn't him.
Yeah. I thought, that's a pretty good twist.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not a definitive in this case.
No. Because I think... Because I didn't read the rest of it, so I don't know in the end if he actually found out if he was actually...
It'd probably be one of those where it's not about what the past, it's about moving forward.
Yeah.
So let that... Like, if Victor Stone is dead, let him stay buried, and if I am Victor Stone, I better carry on his memory or some such, you know?
I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think any other stories of him besides...
Well, New 52, aside from Justice League War.
Yeah, literally.
I think there was one where it was Justice League versus Teen Titans for something.
Yeah.
And he had a decent role in that. I think actually he was more of trying to... Like, everyone's fighting everyone, as you do, right?
Oh, this is pre-52 Teen Titans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And I think Batman and Nightwing are just basically having an argument on the sides, the merits of which team does what specifically, because there's a problem down the side here, right?
Yeah.
And we're too busy trying to fight each other.
Yeah.
And Cyborg had I can't remember what he did, but I do remember, I think he was trying to, I don't know, simulate, he was doing something logically.
Yeah.
Not like, I'm going to fight everyone here.
Because... I know they sort of did that again in the Jeff Johns, run on Teen Titans.
Yeah.
When the Justice League came to take away Kid Flash, Superboy, and Robin, and Cyborg was like, "Nah, they're staying here because we can teach them better." And all the fight happened, and. Yeah.
I think he's as far as I'm aware in Teen Titans, he's like he is like the, I don't want to say the mentor of the, like he is a key part of the team.
Yeah, he's like the heart and soul of the Teen Titans.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely a pillar, right?
Yeah.
Because when he like the key members of the Teen Titans, the other key members like Nightwing or Arsenal or Wonder Girl or whatever aren't there. He's always there.
Yeah.
Him and Beast Boy.
Yep. That was one of the sad things I thought of. You know when like New 52 happened.
Yeah.
And obviously Beast Boy wasn't around until like later on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you got rid of like one of the best friendships in comics, Beast
Yeah.
Boy and Cyborg.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it's even worse in the Titans TV series. Our boy doesn't even exist.
He doesn't?
You're gonna have to clarify that one. Oh, you mean because of you mean Doom Patrol, which is they're in that continuity, but also not in that continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was confusing, but yeah.
Yeah. What I meant was though, as
But
a
yeah,
member
I
of the
get
Teen
it.
Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. Yeah. Different interpretation. It is what it is. Oh.
Yeah. I think he, like the amount of stuff he gets to do, it's not too much,
No.
but he's always enough to like. He's a significant background character.
Yeah.
But I think as far as Solo is concerned, they're like, what can we do with him? You know?
Yeah.
I think they did Titans. Okay, they did the Titans Solo one-offs, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times Nemesis you know, but I had them go off with like versus a random villain, not a random villain, the seemingly random villain, right?
Yeah.
In this was like in the 80s. And can you guess? Just pick one enemy off the DC roster,
Yeah.
that you would have thought Cyborg would go against. And bear in mind, you know, like I said, this is a time where some of the other technological villains don't exist. So, who do you think would be Cyborg's nemesis for one-off?
Gizmo from the Hive. Is he from the Hive?
No, I don't know. I don't know about that character. But I'll tell you what, right? It's a Batman villain. Okay.
It's a Batman villain.
Yeah, it's a Batman villain. That's why I'm saying it's random because it's not even really a Titans villain at all. But
Okay.
yeah, a random Batman villain. Well, not so random when you think about it, but it's a bit odd because these two never face off usually.
I'm gonna say. I don't know why. I feel like saying the Riddler.
No, it's not him. Not him. Two-Face.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? I mean, not that I read the story, because I saw the cover. I'm not actually quite intrigued because it was more like, you know, so Victor Stone's face is half metal, and Two-Face has got.
I see what it did.
So I don't know if they were trying to go for this is the theme of how when you're mentally or physically split in half, whatever. But I think it was more like, obviously, because he could destroy Two-Face, so he's not going to be like beat him up or anything, but it's more of a talk him down sort of situation going on there. Which, yeah, okay, fine, makes sense, because Cyborg does, yeah, you can punch guys around all the time, like Batman, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to be like Wally Westbrook villains and go, hey, look here.
Dude, come on.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Sorry, it's such a weird
No, it
combination.
is. But it makes more sense in the context, and I'm going to read that story to 100%. Like what where you got to work out what's going on. But it's just like, okay, fair enough. I see where you're kind of heading with it.
Yeah, kind of. Good choice. Random, but good choice. Yeah.
How long? When was this character created?
I think 1980.
1980 something.
Yeah.
1980 or
1980.
Yeah.
In DC Comics Presents 26.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's so weird to think. It's so long before you get your own solo series.
Yeah.
But then again, it's been worse for Robin because he got a solo series after he was Tim Drake. So the other two Robins were like, all right.
Yeah, but that is true.
Yeah.
But to be fair, look at it sound bad. Tim Drake's probably at that time probably the most interesting Robin.
It's true. I think it was more like okay. Even though we're sidetracking it, even though it's just like they hit a significant point probably in the Batman franchise where Robin's been around for so many years.
Yeah.
They're like, but then people probably thought that Robin was casual viewers probably thought that Robin was Dick Grayson.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. Silly people.
Yeah. Oh, you saw just the film, the Justice League War film, yeah?
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Cyborg got to do stuff there.
Yeah. He was pretty good in that.
Yeah. His friendship with Shazam seems to be, I don't want to say like his friendship with Beast Boy.
But it's probably the closest thing, I guess.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They kind of transport it over, but kind of not really.
Yeah.
What did you, okay, so yeah, pre-52. So did you think, okay, now looking at this, did you think they were gearing up to give pass Cyborg the torch after when they were doing Flashpoint?
Yeah, that's when I kind of got the hint. Like, yeah, they're gonna try and make something out of him, because why would you make him like basically Superman on that Earth? Really, weren't he?
Yeah.
Like the American, but yeah. So I was like, yeah, he's gonna be something big.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it made okay. Once you've got the story going, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that it's a random pick, right? But it is, like you're saying, they must be going somewhere with this, because unless they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, Iron Man's technology and he is popular now.
Yeah.
So we might as well make Cyborg a technological thing, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. It's like they're two different characters, but okay, sure.
No, I'm just
like,
that's where they thought they were going.
Yeah, because I could see like the executives who don't really know about comics seeing that, like, oh yeah, they're both like machines. You're like, they're not. But,
yeah, they're both like machines.
Yeah, like, okay, I guess one's a man in an iron suit and one's actually a cyborg, but sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You pay the money, I guess. Yeah. Oh.
Did you like what they did with Cyborg there?
Yeah, I did. He could have did a bit more.
Like you're saying, he really was the Superman role there. He was basically trying to get everything together.
Yeah.
And be like the symbol of hope ish.
Yeah.
Except that when you look at him, you're like really unsure. So you can't say, oh, look at the aesthetics of him, right?
Yeah.
When you look at Superman, you're meant to believe, okay, this guy can handle everything, and I believe him when he says stuff. But when you look at that guy with like a half metal face,
you're like, this could be a ruse.
And a red eye, you know.
Yeah.
the super threatening red eye.
Yeah, because we all know from like watching Transformers and stuff that robots with red eyes are bad. So sure. So weird. Oh. But yeah, he did good in that.
Yeah.
And in the Flashpoint movie, the animated one, obviously.
Yeah.
He's voiced by Michael B. Jordan, which is so random.
Well, why not? I could see him playing Cyborg. I mean, I could see him being cast as Cyborg.
Yeah.
A Cyborg variant at this point, I don't know, but you know what?
Yeah, because who knows what's going on with Cyborg in the movies now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, were you surprised when they were making Justice League and they're like, we're going to put Cyborg in it rather than Martian Manhunter or something like that? Or did you think they were just going to template off the New 52 at that point?
I just thought it was going to template it. Like, it kind of makes sense to just do that origin. Yeah. Especially nowadays, because...
Well, yeah, okay. So, let's just say if Zack Snyder was a true DC fan from way back in the day,
yeah.
Would you think? I'm not cussing the man's work. I'm just saying he seemed to be like, all right, let's watch the current Justice League line. Unless you're going to say the people at Warner Brothers are like, oh, let's have a look at the current Justice League lineup.
Yeah.
And do what's what, because the classic lineup is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, right? Martian Manhunter, and who am I missing?
Is it Flash?
Yeah. Flash. Yeah.
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 Trying to think.
But I did like how you got the the Crime Syndicate of America, which has Ultraman, Superwoman. Everyone's got their inverse versions.
Yeah.
Owlman, Johnny Quick, the evil Johnny Quick, not the good Johnny Quick.
Yeah.
The Power Ring.
Yeah, Power Ring. What a douche.
Yeah. And I don't know if they had a bad Aquaman for some reason.
No, I don't think it did.
And they didn't have an inverse Martian Manhunter either for some reason.
No.
Right? But they created one for Cyborg called Grid.
Grid, yeah. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, who was just basically... It would be good, right? I don't think this his actual backstory, but it would have been good if he was human.
Yeah.
It did a reverse of Cyborg, you know?
Yeah,
and he got infected with technology and became a machine.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, but I think he was like a sentient, not a sentient virus or something like that, but just kind of...
I think he was, he was a sentient virus, yeah.
Maybe.
Who has all of Victor's memories and stuff.
Yeah. Because he infected him and overwrote him at one point.
Yeah, and he was controlling his body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it happened in, I want to say it's not Final... what's the event when Crime Syndicate arrived and Dick Grayson
which
died?
one, in the New 52 or
in New 52?
The one where is it the Dark Side War?
Nah, it's before that.
Oh damn it!
It was on. I want to.
Forever Evil.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Forever Evil.
What do you think of that storyline?
I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed it. It made no sense.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
Now, conveniently, the Justice League got disappeared, right?
Yeah, as always in these all weird things, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, okay, so the villains are going to fight the Crime Syndicate, yeah? Or you're going to highlight other heroes as well that have to team up with the villains to take on the Crime Syndicate, which would be good, right?
Yeah.
But it turned out basically just that Batman taking over the show again.
Yep.
And some villains doing things, but you're like, yeah, okay, we could have had a bit more people step up and get the hot tags, but hey.
Yeah. But some of the tie-ins were pretty good. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, could have done a bit more of that, but hey. But where basically the Grid took over Cyborg.
Yeah. And he stuck around afterwards as well, because he turned up again in the Cyborg Rebirth series. So did randomly there was a female cyborg,
right?
In that as well.
And don't tell me, just for the jokes, they called her Cyborg as well.
No. Her name was Variant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Victor Stone is called a cyborg, and this lady actually gets an actual name.
Yeah. But then she ends up being evil. But yeah.
Oh, cool. Of course. Why not?
Yeah.
What was her point there? To seduce Cyborg, but not
something like some bull crap like that. I was like, oh, okay. Because cool, Cyborg's gonna have someone he can sort of relate to, and then she ended up being, she was a spy or something. Oh, it was so long ago I read it, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And
all right.
Don't know if she's still about. I doubt it. But like most villains.
I mean, like here's the thing. I think sometimes they make one-off villains to count the hero. But if they're not gonna be around it for that long,
what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. And strangely enough, Cyborg's been around for like
42 years at this point.
and I mean, this is where you're like, right? So can you name me a Cyborg specific villain? Like we have people got Rogue Gallery, right? This guy, we only know he has this guy called Grid from more recent times.
Yeah. They made another villain in his series, but for the life of me, cannot remember what his name was.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, like I was saying before, he's more teen, like back when he was Teen Titans, he was like, you know, fighting Teen Titans villains, which is fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't really think so. You know, but even in the Teen Titans within themselves, you got people that are specifically adversarial against certain Teen Titans, like Deathstroke would go after Dick Grayson, not all the time, but you know.
But yeah, his main focus was him. Yeah.
Trigon with Raven, you know. Victor Stone, you're like, I don't 100% know any particular, like, unless they're attacking the group, yeah. And then he's like, yo, I'm a key part of this group. In fact, back then, I helped start this group. So if you're taking me, if you're taking them, you're taking me, and I'm going to destroy you, sort of thing going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but. Oh, okay, but he does have interesting abilities.
Yeah, his powers are dope.
But like you say, yeah, like you say, it's just like, yo, so we need to jump over to a particular place because you are integrated with Multiverse, so you can create that portal? Boom tube.
Boom tube, yeah.
Just boom tube us over there and boom tube us back, right? And then conveniently, sometimes conveniently when they need to get to the location, yeah, I'm gonna boom tube you there, right?
Yep.
And then when they have to have the adventure there and they can't get back right away, something's interfering with the technology.
Yeah. And he's always connected to the internet, so if the internet goes down, he's bugged. Yeah.
You're like, Cyborg, you only had one job. You got one job.
One job.
and then we just basically make you unable to do that job so we can progress the rest of the story. It's just like, you have to cap the guy. Otherwise, your adventure doesn't continue, really.
Yep. Like I said, he's plot convenience guy at this point.
Yeah. But there's got to be a way to... I think they were saying that he could, before, when he couldn't just pull over to Apocalypse all the time and stuff like that, even though he could, right?
Yeah.
They kind of capped it as... I want to say a certain amount, but there was storyline reason why he couldn't do everything so much.
Yeah. Like, there's always a reason for him not to be able to do something, so it's not that bad. Like, okay, I'll buy it for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another villain for him. That is more catered to him for the Teen Titans. H.I.V.E. They're more catered to him.
H.I.V.E.
Yeah.
Oh,
H.I.V.E.
you mean like the group? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that stand for? I know.
Give me a sec. It stands for Hierarchy of International Vengeance and Extermination.
Whatever,
That's
man.
A stupid name.
Of all things, too. Yeah.
What a dumb name.
Yeah. What do you think of the? Well, okay. First of all, how does H.I.V.E. cater to him?
Oh, because they're like
they attack the Teen Titans
stuff. Yeah. And they're quite
but even then they don't really attack him.
Nah.
They attack Teen Titans, therefore they attack him.
I think because I remember in the Teen Titans cartoon, they tried to make him join, and I think that's actually loosely based on the comic where he joined H.I.V.E. for a bit, then realized they were complete evil. So
okay. So what do you think of the? So Batman had a series called Death Metal-ish, right?
Yeah.
You know about that, yeah?
Yeah.
And basically, it's Batman. Evil Batman on alternate universes melding with Justice League members.
Yeah.
Ish. And so the version that mixed with the Cyborg of a particular universe is called Murder Machine.
Yeah, that's an awesome name. Yeah.
So this is basically okay. So it's a bit weird, right? Because would it be evil Bruce Wayne with Cyborg's technology, or did he wipe out Cyborg's memories and overtake his cybernetic body?
I'm not too sure, because there is all those Batmen got like a comic given their origins, didn't they?
Yeah. Dark Multiverse, right?
Yeah. I need to check that one then. Huh.
Yeah, that's kind of. Yeah, I mean, I didn't read that. Like, first of all, that went a bit too much wild for me. Right?
Yeah, it was like tie-in after tie-in after tie-in.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, I wonder how. Like, okay, I can see how Batman would do a Green Lantern ring or get super speed and stuff like that, right? Evil
Yeah,
Batman, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But combining with Cyborg, how would that go? Considering he wouldn't be no longer human. But I guess this character at this point, the whatever you want to call Evil Batman, he's like a mystical, magical villain that isn't human anymore, anyways.
Yeah. Something like that. Super weird.
Yeah. But yeah, as much as he can do and as much as he's done, actually, no. Would you have preferred him to stay in Teen Titans? Or was it better for you that you? Is it better for the character that he's in the Justice League? And it probably is better for the character. But what I mean is, as far as your personal preference, then.
I prefer him in the Justice League because he kind of makes him more in the mainstream media. In a way.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think for me, it's kind of like one of those things where yes, I understand it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But he's been with the Teen Titans for so long at that point.
Yeah.
But then when you think about it, when was New 52? 2011? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so about 30. Yeah. Well, yeah. But here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I know, okay, as much as we want to kind of... It was like one of those things for me, I have to say at the beginning, where they're like, okay, well, let's just add a bit of diversity to the Justice League here, because even though they may not all be white people, they're all white looking.
Yeah.
You got an Atlantean there, and you got Wonder Woman who's meant to be from Amazonia, and you want to say Mediterranean somewhat, right?
Yeah.
Greek or something, yeah?
Yeah.
Superman's Kryptonian, right?
Yeah.
And all these people look white-looking guys.
Yep.
So the only actual white people there are probably Barry Allen, Hal Jordan, and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you got the green people. What happened to them? What happened to the Martian Manhunter?
Yeah.
I'd actually, would it have been more logical? Because I know one of John Jones's identities is a black guy.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm getting mixed up with the Supergirl TV series, but I thought he had an identity, not necessarily the John Jones policeman character, but another one that was a black man.
I think so, because I think they add that later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're right. Because I know nowadays that's what his default is now, black guy. Yeah. I don't know. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I think you're right, because now you can do stuff with... But I think that's personally the rise of technology also helped them at this point. Because they could have chose any... If you aren't even going for diversity, right?
Yeah.
They could have chose any character.
Yeah, they could have made the Green Lantern John Stewart if they wanted to.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Well, yeah, but that would have been a bit more... Okay, the difference between taking Cyborg from his origin and just plugging him in Justice League, and then taking Hal Jordan, just eliminating Hal Jordan and say, nah, John Stewart was here first. That's a bit more of an awkward one.
Well, he technically wouldn't be first because you could just say Hal Jordan has always been a Green Lantern for ages.
Yeah,
but John Stewart was on Earth at the time.
Okay.
Because John Stewart was just on Earth at the time. Yeah, it doesn't erase Hal Jordan being the first Green Lantern.
Okay, fair enough.
As they are police cops of space. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, because the rise of the superheroes obviously was when Superman first appeared.
Yeah.
But that's according to in an adversarial manner, just more like you'd be like the Green Lanterns like existed already.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan's been Green Lantern for X amount of years.
Yeah.
And exactly. Oh yeah, could still work. I mean, I don't think people wouldn't really have a problem with that.
Nah,
really,
no.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So, but yeah, I just don't. He's been around a long time, but they haven't done much with him.
No, they gave him a power boost, really. Now. Because, if they didn't add the whole technology, him being always linked to the internet and the boom tube and stuff.
Yeah.
OG Cyborg was kind of just like, I'm a robot guy who can shoot sonic beams out of my arm. That's literally what he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of...
Yeah. Just kind of like part metal, part machine.
Yeah.
But as we've got, I mean, like, I want to say similar to Iron Man, but he's a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
And then they basically had Steel, which was a guy in a suit as well.
Yeah. Who
But-
was Iron Man? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like, well, okay. So what makes Cyborg any different from Steel, kind of, for
Yeah.
example, right? We're gonna have to do something about, because Steel was actually probably more advanced at some point
Yep.
because he could interface with stuff. No. He could do stuff. I think.
Yeah.
As far as the John Henry Irons is concerned, he can hack stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So how can Cyborg, being made of technology, be behind a man who is in a suit?
Yeah.
So
Fair
fair enough.
I don't know if I'm correct in this, but
Yeah.
Original Cyborg, right? If I'm correct,
Yeah.
before New 52 and all that, he was a genius anyway, wasn't he? If
Was
I'm
he?
correct.
I
And
thought he
then-
was the high school athlete thing.
don't-
But maybe you reckon that was the
I don't know if that's a retcon, and then he
Yeah.
became smart because of being a cyborg. You know what I mean? I don't know.
well, I suppose it makes sense. Let's have a quick. Well, yeah. Well, they had to do something with him, right?
Yeah.
They scientists use him as test subject for various intelligence enhancement projects. Wow, that's kind of a bit. So your son has an accident, and then you're like, I'm gonna test all my. Fair enough. By the way, if you're like, all right, this is my boy, and I want him to survive, right? But the way they make it sound, it's like, yeah, we're just gonna keep you alive, even though you don't want to be alive, and we're just gonna test stuff on you, because
Yeah.
we want to keep you alive.
But
Beyond
you're
your-
here,
Yeah.
so you might as well experiment. Eh.
Well, no, it's like, look, we don't want you to die, but we don't care what you think. It's not your decision to make. It's like, oof,
Yeah,
ooh,
that's a
okay,
bit-
yeah.
Maybe he wanted to die, you know. Sort of
Well,
thing.
yeah, at the point when you're
Yeah.
like you're basically injured and dying, but kind of not-ish.
Yeah.
I look, like you seen the reboot of you seen RoboCop and the reboot of RoboCop, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's kind of like, oof. Maybe he was better off dying.
Yeah.
But then again, you wouldn't have a comic book if you
Yes, true.
actually did that. So you kind of like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, you know what though, I think the character's always kind of been written consistently.
Yeah.
He's never strayed too far, and not to say he's a boring character, because you could say he's similar to Superman, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he stands for what he stands for, and it's kind of like, yeah, okay, you can talk to the guy, right?
Yeah.
And he might flex on his opinion, right?
Yeah.
But he's not gonna cross certain lines,
No.
and he's more of a logic-based character, I want to say, in a way, but more
Yeah.
like, look, if you can convince me that you're correct, yeah, I will help you, or
Yeah.
I will assist you, whatever it is,
That's true. Everything I've ever seen Cyborg in or read, he's been like that. Because like it happens in lots of comics where the character would change their logic just to suit the story.
Yes, many times. Stupid people do stupid things, right?
Yeah.
And the only time I think Victor Stone actually does anything stupid is either being something's hacked him or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But he's never actually been like, I'm just going to be done for this day.
Yeah.
To get the story going.
No. Yeah, so I'll give it to that. And he's always been that voice of reason as well in comics. So yeah, consistency for him. Yeah.
I mean, it's good when you can do that. And I think when they like, okay, here's the thing. By the time they did the New 52, I don't want to say I thought he was hitting his stride, right, as a character, but more like when he was the leader of the Teen Titans, or the Titans, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
The OG5, yeah.
Yeah.
I think like he got elevated enough as a character. You're like, yeah, okay, because I think there's Titans and the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
At one point, and then I think some of them became Young Justice. Anyway.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you're like, all right, well, I suppose there's nowhere else for him to go other than the Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Why not? But
No,
who do you replace Cyborg in the Teen Titans with if you're going to elevate the Justice League? Well, what we're going to do is replace him with himself, because technically, what we're going to, like you said, bring him back to so the story, the pre-52 some of them stories can happen, ish, right? Yeah. And then bring him back to Justice League, so he can be more relevant in our stories.
Yeah.
I think so. Logically, like so. By the way, they did the same with Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Where in New 50, like he wasn't part of the New 52 Justice League, but at some point he was with the Justice League, and then something happened, and then he wasn't with them anymore. So what are they trying to say, as far as DC is concerned, as far as New 52 is concerned, when Cyborg wasn't on the team, Martian Manhunter was, and then vice versa?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, not that you can just interchange the guys, but their skill sets are actually quite similar when you think about it. Ish, like one's more organic. Like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Martian Manhunter can shapeshift and stuff like that, but if you can assimilate technology, you can kind of
do the same, really. Yeah.
Yep. And all the I-beam attacks. I wonder though, can he shapeshift? Can Cyborg? When I say shapeshift, I don't know you can get bulky, big, right?
Yeah.
Like he can make himself Hulkbuster size.
Yeah.
Which he hasn't. Yeah. Or can he slim himself down to like, I don't want to say a cybernetic worm, but if you know what I mean.
No, I do remember in the Cyborg series in Rebirth, whatever, he did gain like an ability to sort of shapeshift because he can make himself look human.
Yeah. But when I say shapeshift, I mean metallic shapeshifting.
I don't know.
As like add bulk or take away, not necessarily take away bulk, but slim his technology down.
Probably, because he probably make himself like slick running mode and like big.
Yeah. What a big as much as it'd be a lot to draw, by the way. You got to keep on changing mode, and then you'll be like inconsistent panel drawing. Yeah. That'd actually be kind of neat though, because you wouldn't like when you need to get from some place. But then the dude's got jet boots and he can propel himself off the ground with them, massive jumps and runs and stuff. So okay, well.
Yeah, well, apparently now he can fly, according to Wikipedia. So.
Well then. Okay, as far as New 52 concerned, I think he always could fly, right?
Yeah, because I know pre-52 he couldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did he get around?
Like everyone else, he walked.
Or ran at this point.
Yeah. I think he could like hover, but I don't think he could fly. From what I remember reading all the Teen Titans stuff, I don't remember ever flying.
Actually, I have to say, what was the storyline? Jeff Jones wrote a storyline where the Teen Titans jump to the future. Titans Tomorrow.
Yeah, I was going to bring this up. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was pretty good in that, considering. I think at this point where the Tim Drake Robin was Batman.
Yeah.
And he got kind of a bit more of let's pull out guns and start. Let me become Jason Todd for some reason in the story. Yeah. Future Cyborg though still kind of looked Cyborg.
I think
as much as he was drawn in the 2000s. Go on, sorry.
I think he would look more slicker. Let me just quickly look.
As odd as sometimes, like when you look at the 80s drawings and you look at it, like if you look at his debut drawings and you look at him now, right? There's a massive difference.
Yeah.
But even if you look from him in the early 2000s, it's like they took his debut drawings, right? And they did modernize it where it didn't look too silly.
Yeah.
But still authentic enough that you could recognize the character from that drawing to that drawing. But just like when you look at it and you're like, yeah, I've got to update it for the time it is in. But now he's completely different.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Do you prefer him being more of a? I think personally, it adds more. It matters more abilities to characters rather than because what did he have basically pre-New 52? He was strong.
Strong. Had a cannon arm. That's about it.
Yeah.
I think he could like interface with like technology, but he has to be like hooked into it rather than now where he's like a technopath where he can actually just talk to it wherever he is.
Yeah, you know how it is. You know those things. Just okay, we need to hack something. Done. But like in Justice League where he's just looking at just somehow Wi-Fi connected to the internet as well.
Yeah.
Like, did you think it might convenient the Multiverse just grant him these abilities?
Yeah, man. Plot convenience.
Yeah. So not only walking plot convenience, how he gets his whole thing is plot convenience as well.
Yeah.
However, it does make sense. But then the problem is obviously if you like the Multiverse is advanced technology, but if you combine with it all the time, why can't you access to the abilities all the time?
Yeah.
I think did he not assimilate with it, but then kind of had to separate from it, kind of.
Maybe. That makes sense.
Yeah, because then he had to. I mean, I could just be making this up, right? Or I might be just getting bits of my law mixed up. But he just kind of had to rely on himself without it because it's what's that word? I don't want to say like a drug, but you know, if he's overly relying on it.
Plus you become dependent on it.
Yeah. Plus, it's kind of like not exactly something you'd be fiddling about with all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Because it could lead to more evil stuff.
Well, not necessarily evil stuff, but I think what they had to do was like, well, okay, we've given him this ability, but we've got to take it away because why can't he just go teleport anywhere? Just resolve that problem and just come back
in seconds. Rather than it gets rid of the drama.
Yeah. And I think it's cool that it's kind of. I mean, he fought Darkseid, so hey, and he's quite powerful now. Like before, I don't know how powerful he was, right? But he wasn't Superman levels of powerful.
No.
Somehow he's pretty strong enough to fight. I want to say fight Darkseid, but not get destroyed. But original Cyborg in the 80s, I reckon like a couple of punches from Darkseid would be finished.
Yeah.
Now, I think you could get. Depending on where they are fighting, you could have a decent chance actually.
Yeah.
Not to say 5 out of 10 times, and it'll be even or something like that. More like it's not just going to be a whitewash.
No, he's not going to get like mutilated.
Yeah. Has Cyborg ever, as far as you know, has Cyborg ever encountered Cyborg Superman?
He must have.
Well, that's the thing. I'm thinking they must have, right? Because they'd be like, well, hold on a minute, my name is my name, you took my name.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they must have at some point.
Yeah, because you would have thought there'd be at least jokes of someone making jokes about how they got the same name, but we if they eventually make a Cyborg movie, right? Who do you reckon? I mean, not that like we were trying to say, he doesn't have a lot of nemesis, right?
Yeah.
But he's more of a character that you can base a lot of things around, right?
Yeah.
To get going. Who would you say his nemesis could be? They're going to use Grid probably, right?
They can use Grid. Remember, there was someone now. I think I brought him up earlier, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He has a villain called Kilgore.
Right.
And I can't remember what he actually is, but they could use him because they made him for the New 52.
Yeah. Well, do you think do you think they'll just use more recent villains? Because obviously, like he's got his own comic book series and stuff like that now. Yeah. Do you reckon they're going to be like, okay, well, we have to we've got Cyborg now.
Yeah.
We've elevated his profile, right? Way back in the day, it's hard for us to pick any villains that are specifically adversarial to Cyborg.
Yeah.
So let's create new villains for him. So then they can do something with him.
I reckon he'd just do that.
Yeah, because like we're saying before, I think he's more tied to Teen Titans. I don't really think in Justice League he has a particular villain that is someone against him other than Grid.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can only you how many times can you use the same character when they use the Joker loads of times? But what did you think of in the Justice League film where he when they were fighting Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this as far as I'm watching, I'm going right. So somehow his technology is very alert against Kryptonian technology.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, Victor, no, right? And he's just like, oh, I can't help it. The defense protocols decide to shoot the beam at Superman, right? Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now I was like, okay, Flash, instead of saying no, you could just grab Cyborg and run him away, yeah? So you don't activate the entire fight. But whatever, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. the other thing is like, so when he just shot Superman and Superman's face is like, this kind of stings actually.
Yeah. It's like, oh. Yeah.
But then he's like, so he flies towards Superman and he pushes. Okay, when Superman grabs Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And Aquaman jumps to try and try and hit Superman with the trident.
Yeah.
Cyborg flies at him and tries to push him. I'm like, what? You got that gun that hurt him before or something.
Yeah,
right?
just use that again. Why are you trying?
He's not selling any of you, by the way.
Nope.
But the other thing is as well, he's actually quite sturdy in as far as we know from Justice League because he took the heat vision.
Yeah, he did, didn't it? Yeah.
I was just saying to my friend before, right? Because some I have to say Aquaman's probably the highest feats that he had were probably in this movie, surviving a punch from Superman.
Yeah.
In his own movie, his villains weren't as powerful as that. Like,
no.
So probably be the same for here because like, as much as no one could do anything to Superman in Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Victor Stone took heat vision and blocked it, and it didn't melt him. It didn't melt him at all. So that just tells you. I don't know if is the metal in his body apocalyptic or what?
I think so. But I know one of his powers now as well was what does it say? It was cybernetic regeneration.
Yeah, conveniently because
of course.
I can't remember what I was reading those comics here, and he got injured.
Yeah.
And then he just remade his arm, just like when Piccolo loses an arm, it's just like we're just fix this up, right? Unless of course they're in the Arctic or whatever it was, right? Where he's like, oh, there's no technology for me to fix myself,
Yeah.
because we need the plot to keep on going.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We need to make you think that he may die, even though he won't. But,
yeah. I like. Even though he's been around for 30 years, it's one of those things where I'd like to see what they do with the character going forward because he doesn't really have much to do himself.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's really odd to say. It's really odd to say, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You'd have thought they have a lot of time, but then again, he's the only character he has like not been. It's a lot of screen time, but nothing done with them.
Yeah.
Not when I say nothing done with them. What I'm saying is that they haven't focused on him as a specific character by himself.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it.
Yes, best way to put it.
Yeah. So kind of like looking forward to see how they're gonna do it. Actually, you know what? Probably the live action brought in more high profile than its actual comics version.
Yeah.
I mean, I think more people know him from, as usual, more people know him from different media than the actual comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say the smaller version is probably the least powerful because, as far as live action is concerned, because he doesn't really do much.
Nope, nothing at all, really.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he can run fast. cybernetic enhancements, but really, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although I should probably watch Doom Patrol. Do you reckon I should watch that? Do you watch it?
I ain't watched it yet, but
Yeah.
I do want to watch it because I keep getting told it's really good.
Yeah. So we'll see how much of a focus he is in that.
Yeah.
Um,
Because he did in season 3 of season 3 of Young Justice, the cartoon.
mhm.
He turns up in that, and he's pretty good in that as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's getting better high profile now than he was before, and actually being more of a key player.
Yeah.
So yeah, see what happens. See where he goes.
Hopefully, he
looking
has a bright
forward-ish.
future. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. A bright future for a character that's been around for almost 40 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really weird. Well, 40 plus years actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
42-ish.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be us signing off for this episode on Victor Stone.
Yep. A.K. Cyborg.
Yeah. So,
And yeah, I have been the plot convenient man, Kyle Charles.
yeah, and I'm the wow. There's not much. I'm the well, yeah. There's not much to say. All right. Well, I'm the kind of odd-looking pimp, kind of ish looking dude with this. I don't know, because I just saw a recent picture of him where he kind of like had the silver stuff he wears with the I don't want to say they look like leggings and tights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had the long trench coat.
Oh, right.
And the fedora hat. For some reason, he was wearing. You know how like when the finger hides himself.
Yeah.
He looked proper like a pimp because of how shiny he was, as well as how shady he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
Anyways,
love
that's
And we'd like to thank you for listening to us do a character spotlight on Victor Stone, aka Cyborg. Let us know how did you get to know Cyborg? Was it through the Teen Titans cartoon? Was it through Justice League the movie, comics? Let us know through email, on our social media. If you're watching us YouTube, put in the YouTube comments section.
Yeah.
And don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Give us a rating on the podcast app. And keep an eye out on our YouTube channel because I'm putting lots of stuff on that at some point. But till next time, guys, thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
You wanted a fair fight? That's what you're going to get.
5 against 1? This is a fair fight?
Oh, we're not fighting. Think of us as referees.
It's just you and me.
Come on, Cyborg! Get it, Cyborg! Get it! You better beat him up! You can do it, Cyborg!
Yeah, Cyborg, take him down!
What's the matter? Running out of steam?
Push, Cyborg! You can do it!
You have reached your limit. You cannot win. Yes, I can! No more. I am defeated. You are a better robot.
No, I'm a better person.
Mechanic, refit. Do it yourself.
And the winner by technological knockout, the mechanical maniac, the bionic bruiser, the one, the only Cyborg!
I shall express my gratitude with a Tamaranian folk song.
Way to go, champ.
Guess we better get you a new one of those.
Don't need it anymore. My body may have its limitations, but if I put my mind to it, there's no limit to what I can do. After all, I'm only human.